Welcome. Let me get all adjusted for the special live stream today. From my apartment where I live, apartment 47. Can you see the window okay? We're recording because this is my window where I live, just in case. Amy Seukeran, Narcissistic Abuse Recovery Life Coach, Canada. The topic is in real life. There were some text messages to my phone today that I have to address. As you can see, this is my window. When I'm nauseous in the morning, when I wake up, no matter what time it is, since we all don't know when we wake up in the morning, I come to this window to get fresh air, as I've stated over and over. What is the count? 571 days I've lived in this apartment, in this building. 571 days. They're texting my phone telling me not to take pictures of their car. They're going to watch this and show me their car tomorrow. 571 days. Apartment 47. Oh, you're going to sit right here every day. Trini, what? You called me? Right. Take a good look where you are. There's 4 buildings. This is building 1. What's messed up is those butterflies. You see the butterflies on my window? They have all kinds of sayings. Do you remember? I don't know if you ever watched it. I had a video I put up when I did a thank you party for the Malton Community Center. One of the activities was those butterflies I bought at the dollar store, and I wrote all kinds of positive words on them. So I didn't want to waste them. I put them up on the window. Just like my door. You ever seen my door with the monsters on it? It says violence against women with the butterflies. 47. You've never seen that door? Apartment door? We're just catching everybody up to where we are. I told you, you have to learn in person. Yeah, it's all a joke until what? They see me sitting on the rock, smoking? Then what? You're going to accuse me of what? Now, you're well aware all the police, right? I told you that how many times? How many months? Why are we laughing? We'll go over it. Where's the visitor parking? What time in the morning do you come in and park? Where do you think my windows are when you're screaming all night? Nothing else worked. So let me hear why. Why are you texting me telling me about taking pictures of your car? Yeah, it's real funny, right? We should report these cowards to Officer Tyler. He won't let them get away with this any longer. Considering you're the ones who stripped him of his job and his career, right? Why? Why are you calling them here? The police. I don't understand. Explain it to me. I need the police to help me. You want to sit here and make jokes? Why don't you go find out what Malton did to him? Well, you don't know who you're talking about when you put Officer Tyler? Then what are you doing? Is it? Is it your reality? Right? So when they show up and you're doing what? Standing outside, you gonna come call my name and blame me again? I'm screaming at you? How many times? I'm right here, sitting right here. I'm one person. What are you doing? They're laughing, right? The next time you see Daniel's father, since you're commenting, why don't you find Daniel's godmother in real life? You want to come on my live stream? I don't know what you think you're doing. I'm almost due with Daniel Drummond's baby. Will you do me the honor of being its godmother? No, you're right here in Malton. I told you. You're gonna watch this on YouTube every day and remember how funny it was to you. Would you want to go over NPD, narcissistic personality disorder? Or do you want to tell me your job again and how much you make an hour? I could entertain you with stories of Daniel and what a loser he was. Would that be better if I entertain you with stories of Daniel all the years when he used to leave and go pretend he's working where? Does anybody know what he did for work? Anybody in Malton? Go ahead, 1996 till now. What did he do for work? Anybody know what he did for work? My narcissist, Daniel Drummond, NPD, narcissistic personality disorder. Go, let me hear. I've never seen him play soccer, so that should tell you, was he really a soccer superstar? 15 and a half years and I've never seen him play soccer. So why don't you tell me if he was really a soccer superstar? Go ahead, that's Malton Soccer Club, right? Wow, can you imagine? Sounds like you're still in love with the guy. A narcissist, an abuser, an animal who has no feelings. Yeah, that's why I became a recovery coach, because I'm still in love with him. I'm waiting for all of Malton. Like I said, every time you're gonna look right at me. You're gonna compare him again to Jay-Z and P. Diddy? Same narcissist. We can talk about financial abuse, how he trapped me because I had to smoke Mary Jane and I had to buy it from him. You want to talk about that financial abuse when it's your boyfriend? It's the same nausea I had since 19, right? You want to talk about if you caused it? All the things that caused it? How long it took to get it? Which one? I'm not going to waste another live stream on Malton. How many narcissists do you know in Malton? If they were teenagers, 14. They've been doing this since 14 or earlier. So go ahead. How many years? When did you discover the word? Too real now? Well, go ahead. Let's start with Morningstar School. What school did you go to? Our Lady of the Airways? So what year did you meet him? When did you meet him? Yeah, it's never been proven. But when your parents are narcissists, usually your first is a narcissist. So let's see if we can prove that one. Your first relationship, usually, if your parents are narcissistic. Well, the word didn't come out till you heard it, right? So how would you have known? Well, remember, I could have been married with kids, right? I don't get to be the victim at all? Too bad. I'm going to start now. No, I can't imagine. I'm still waiting to hear where you heard the word narcissist. I started the business, a recovery coach, a narcissistic abuse recovery life coach, down the street from here in 2019. Today, what are you telling me? You're having his baby? How old is he now? 43? You want to talk about online dating and why that doesn't work? A whole generation just looking at pictures of people. When did you meet them in person? Do you remember when we went over that dating, how people knew each other? That's probably Daniel now. Go ahead. A long time ago, people dated, right? They met somewhere, had a conversation, got to know each other, then they got married. So, with all this online dating, what did you go for? The half naked pictures? And then how many years? A whole generation got married to them? Based on what? Why you're all single? Yeah, me too. I'm laughing. I'm 46. Which generation are you talking about? We're all in reality now. When did one night stands come into place? When did that become normal? About what? Why nobody was married? Nobody had kids? For 5, 6, 10 years? How many? Yeah, online dating. You had all the options, right? All the pictures. You just went through, scrolled through pictures, and based your decision on what? The prettiest? Well, you tell me. I didn't do online dating. The narcissistic harem. Well, if the narcissist creates the jealousy, that would have been when all the girls were isolated, right? If I had girls as friends. That was my brother. They all used to hang out at my house. So then he slowly started separating my brother and his friends. So I didn't talk to anybody. Then how many years? Once I was alone, he went wherever he wanted, whenever he wanted, right? I didn't leave the house. So he was free to roam wherever he wanted and play soccer and do whatever he wanted. Does it make sense to you that I've never seen him play soccer? Well, I'm still waiting for an answer. Remember that no closure thing? What he told me was we argue a lot when he dumped me. So, you guys want answers for your no closure? Me too. Where do you think I'm going to get it from if you don't get it from nowhere? I did go over this. No closure. They don't give you answers. Remember, just like the Beyonce song? Are you cheating on me? You think that's a joke? What are all these women doing telling me they knew him from where and he's so nice and blah, 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 blah? I don't need to make it make sense. It's what happened. Remember that one? I don't need to lie. You can't change the truth. Maybe what? Can you imagine if Daniel Drummond was here and I was interviewing him? Like you could see his face. So he did all the work while you got to sit at home smoking reefer. That's very nice of him. Most men don't provide that type of life. First of all, he was 14, 15, 16. By the time he was 18, he was wherever doing whatever. On to the next. So, you guys had 6 years. How many times? Why were you using the word narcissist if you didn't know what it was? Where were you using empathy? You forgot? I worked at Community Roots in the Malton Community Center when I was 19. You forgot I worked in Jack and Jill? He was where when I worked in Jack and Jill? Why don't you go find that out? Yeah, Jack and Jill in the Westwood Mall. Why don't you go find out where he was and what he did all his days? Maybe you should call Monique and Shauna. Ask them if they're still thinking about him. Give Malton some peace. Maybe Julie Jones while you're at it. Oh, all of them. Maybe they can get some closure. You can start with Malton Soccer. How about that one? You think those girls want some closure? First love hurts the deepest. You really don't understand, right? A narcissist has no feelings. They don't care if you live or die. When you realize that about your boyfriend, it's pretty easy to let them go. You wonder why you're sitting here stuck in the same loophole. Huh? Why I keep telling you to get off the hamster wheel? Amy, sometimes no closure is the closure. Like I said, you wasted 6 years. So what else do you want to talk about? How the jealousy they create it with other women? Well, it probably starts by when you're out with them, they're staring at other women, right? Then what would cause the jealousy? They talk to other women? They do it behind your back? They lie? Which one would cause the jealousy for you to be jealous if that's your boyfriend? Malton has a lot of lies. That's what Malton has. So what do we want to talk about now? Where we get married in Malton? Where do you get married in Malton? You don't? You go somewhere else? Yeah, it's shoulder pads. I don't know where my shoulders are. Wasn't it Maya that married herself? You know that song, right? Case of the X. You don't know that Maya song? You should go listen to it. Malton, go quiet. Am I either trying to remember now? When I said Food Basics and Byway and Shoppers Drug Mart, if they worked there, how old they were? Yeah, give it a couple days. Like everything else, still remember. Oh yeah, I was in the mall. Oh yeah, that guy. Oh yeah. All right. Like I said, where did you go when you got married and had kids? I started the business in 2019. We're in 2025. It wasn't that long ago. Where did you hear the word life coach? Well, like I said, I don't diagnose people, right? I know better than to diagnose people. You heard life coach in 2016. Is it possible for a person just to be an a-hole? It feels like the a-hole diagnosis has gone to zero and narcissist diagnosis has gone through the roof after 2018. Well, I don't know about 2018, but I'm sure when the whole trial with Jay-Z and P. Diddy and all of that started, everybody jumped on the word. Do you remember when you were accusing J-Lo? That was the middle of the trial, and you were calling her a narcissist. So what did you want me to do? Try what again? What are you doing? Yeah, I want to go back to speaking of 2018. All of you were talking about mental health, right? How did y'all have anxiety? Where'd you get anxiety from? We'll get to PTSD, post traumatic stress disorder. Speaking of, like you said, let's go back to mental health. What did you all have anxiety from? And what did you do about it? Did you get medication for your anxiety? Where did you go to treat it? Who did you go to? Your family doctor? Remember, COVID was depression and anxiety everybody had, right? So, what about depression? What did you do for that? Did you go to a doctor? Did they give you medication? I'm going to explain it once, right? Canadian Mental Health Association. Addiction and mental health. You got it? You see the difference? Canadian Mental Health Association is mental health. CAMH is addiction and mental health. Do you understand? Addiction and mental health? Are we all on the same page now? CMHA, Canadian Mental Health Association. CAMH, Center for Addiction and Mental Health. Okay? Well, you tell me, what have you been doing for how many years? Why am I explaining this again? Well, when you keep posting you went to CAMH, that's addiction and mental health. So what do you want me to do after that? Lie to you? Why don't we go into how you lost your jobs? How did you lose your job during COVID? What was your job? We'll get to how you ended up homeless after that one. What was your job when you lost it? They what? You all had the opportunity to work from home, right? You understand that? I had no money at all. You had the options, working from home. They're forcing you to go back to work now, doing what I'm doing right now, right? You get to sit at home, do this, and make money. Do you understand how ridiculous you are? 6 years after COVID, complaining that you don't want to go back to work because there's too much traffic? I lost my job as assistant manager at Dollarama because I got high before my shift. Has that ever happened to you? No, I'm fully capable of working. As I told you, I worked as a part-time assistant manager at Dollar Tree. I started at 6 o'clock in the morning, so I left Cawthra Shelter at like 3 or 3:34 in the morning and walked there. Same nausea when I wake up. What was I supposed to do? I smoked on the way walking. They want a good sense of how ungrateful they are, how entitled they are. That's what they want a good sense of. It's the same Cawthra Shelter. Do you remember what they were doing? They were in bed all day. When I came back from work, they were making announcements for them to wake up and brush their teeth and go have a cigarette. Do you remember that? 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock? When I came back, I missed lunch, yeah, and then they were making announcements. Get up, get out of bed. Oh, it was hilarious. While I was in the 6-month diversion program with Canadian Mental Health for court. Oh, I hope they're laughing, Cawthra Shelter. They're probably the same ones sitting here now, right? I never had COVID. Did you have COVID? I never had it ever. Did you? How'd you catch it 19 times if you had it? You didn't wear a mask? Were you outside with people? I would often drink beer and smoke cigarettes while outside, not wearing a mask and sharing joints with strangers at large gatherings. So when you see comments like that, right? And then you know that COVID lasted for months and that's why you lost your job and house. You want me to actually feel sorry for you? You just said it right there. You couldn't even be bothered to wear a mask and prevent it. And now you're sitting here complaining you lost your job and house? Well, sorry. Why didn't you go smoke more outside in groups? It'd keep you warm at least, right? I did not wear a mask. Oh, I did wear a mask. I wore it on my neck and chin. Well, how many times did they tell you? When you talk to people, right? Your saliva is what spread it. So all of you sitting here, I hope you're listening to this. You wore it around your neck and chin. You wore it around. The whole point was to cover your mouth so you didn't spit at other people and catch it. So all of you right now, I would like you to sit and think about it. All of you that didn't bother, couldn't be bothered, what you're actually telling me. And then you can go over brown people, since I didn't even get to that one yet in all the comments I heard. Oh, I want you to take a week and think about this one because I'm going to rub it in real good. Well, remember, if it stopped, everything would have opened, right? You never would have lost your job. If you didn't lose your job, you never would have lost your house, right? So how ridiculous. You wanted to hang out and smoke. That's why COVID was years and years and years and everybody lost their job and house. I mean, it's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. What about you? You want to know a fun fact? My narcissist is the only person I slept with. I'm 46. The only person. Can you imagine that? That's what they do to you. Just keep remembering 6. No, every time you see them in a group at the mall, the men, you're going to take a good look at why they're single. It's only too real because what? I can't be happy and single? That seems to be a problem for all of you, isn't it? Do you know how the human body works? How females get turned on? Do you know what lubrication is? I'm just saying, the comments you make, right? If I told you, you get mad at me, but it's truth. So I'm sorry. Well, it's going to be on YouTube. Didn't you learn? How many times? Who taught you your education? So what are you doing sleeping with women and men if you don't know basics? Well, how do you think half of you had kids? Well, I'm not going to sit here and lie when you're actually doing things like this. That's real good. These same men want to know why they have to pay for it. Let's go over the women hating aspect of a narcissist in reality. If you've ever watched the videos about the women hating is caused by their mothers, then what's the reality? What do you expect from them if you know that long term if they marry you and you know all of this because you've been watching the videos for 6 years? That's real good. Amy, you are absolutely not a woman I would feel safe around. I keep telling you, Malton is only so big. One day you're gonna realize, right? No, I went over this already. When they had kids, where do you think those kids went? What do you think is gonna happen if those kids watch the live stream? That's their kids, right? So what schools do you think they go to in Malton if the kids have been following me and watching all of this for a year? Well, let's go over this again. Also, who was Malton moms? If you all went to Joe's and Ascension, who's lying to who? Brandon Gate, the plaza on Brandon Gate, the pizza store, right? Fries and gravy. Like I said, you're going to realize one day, right? This is actually on YouTube. Oh, I'm going to be right here. 7555 Goreway Drive, Building 1, Apartment 47. When all the Malton moms and their whole group realize that I'm sitting right here. Do you want to go over again how old I was? 29 when they started that group in 2008. I was 29 years old, almost 30 when they started that group. There's a question. Speaking of disability friendly, when did they put the ramp in the Malton Library? Anybody know that? The wheelchair ramp. When did they install that? What year? No, when I was a life coach, I had my own group. I don't know if you've ever seen that. Am I a member? Do I have a moderator position? Why would I be in Malton Moms, the group, first of all? I'm just enjoying this. Yeah, I'm not going to tell you what I smell right now through my window. I'm going to leave that for when I go out later. It's the whole building in me, remember? Yeah, I don't know what happened to the comments, why you can't see them. I'll figure it out one day, I guess. Maybe you need more subscribers. Maybe you don't unlock that till later to see the comments. Maybe you can take a look at this video after and show me again how many times. The whole building and me. So you see me sitting here. Let me hear again about who in this building. Building 1.